Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. The shloka Akhanda Mandalakaram makes a lot of sense once we read this. Actually, because I had done so much study on this shloka, the upcoming shloka, this Akhanda Mandalakaram, suddenly, I felt it. Oh my God, yes, God is Akhanda Mandalakara, like that. Okay, so we are now going to 7.4, 7th chapter, 4th shloka. I will share it and then we can chant and then go ahead. Okay. So here Krishna is telling how creation happened. Bhumirapo nalo vayu khammanor buddhi evacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakrutirashthada. Sorry, who can chant? I will call out names. Chandra?
Amma.
Heli.
Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakrutirashtada.
Very good. Suma?
Yeah. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme binna prakritir ashtada.
Very good. Anu?
Yeah. Bhumir apo nalo vayu kamma mano buddhir evacha ahankara iti yam me bhinna prakritir ashtadha.
Yes. Rahul?
Bhumirapo nalo vayuh khammano buddhirev cha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakritirashtadha.
Very good. Kamla?
Bhumirapo nalo vayu kammano buddhirev cha ahankara iti yamme binna prakrutirashtada.
Yes. Kamla? Okay. Indra?
Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kammano buddhirev cha ahankara iti yamme binna prakritirashtadha.
Yes. Pragati?
Bhumir apo analo vayuhu kam mano buddhirev cha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakrutirashtada.
Very beautiful. Tara?
Bhumirapo anilo vayuhu kammano buddhirev cha ahankaram iti yamme binna prakrutirashtada.
Very good. Very good. Kamala, are you there?
Purnima ji, you are able to hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kammano buddhireva cha ahankara idiyam me bhinna prakritirashtadha.
Beautiful. So here God is describing what is he made of or what is creation made of, and they are not different. Earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego. These are the 8 components of my material energy. Bhumi, earth, apaha, water, analaha, fire, vayuhu, air, kham, space, manah, buddhi, mano, mind, buddhi, intellect, These are the, and ahankara, of course, the ego, which keeps it all together. So itiyam me bhinna prakritihi ashtada. 8 components of my material energy. Yes. Simple, but not so simple. It's got everything. Sneha is here. Nirmala, yes, please chant. If you are free, Padmaja, I'm sorry, I was sharing screen. I didn't see so many of you. Sneha, should you want me to share screen before you can chant?
Yes, Purnima.
Sorry.
I'm unable to see the screen, Purnima. No, yeah, got it. भूमिरापो नलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इति यमे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा.
Very beautiful. Padmaja?
भूमिरापो नलो वायु खम्मं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इति यम्मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा.
Very beautiful. Nirmala, if you are able to chant.
भूमिरापो अनलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इति यम्मे भिन्ना प्रकृति अष्टदा. Sorry.
Very beautiful. Anyone else? Or we can start. Anyone wants to say something about this? You can start. What do you have for us, Padmaja?
Hey, this time I didn't prepare, Purnima.
Never mind. No problem. So what God is telling here is, you tell me. It's all there. God is everything. Ashte. Heli. Yes, Nirmala.
See, the whole universe is just Brahman.
Yes.
There was a little chalana. Chalana means movement. With that movement came the Maya. From the Maya came the space. From the space, it is Vayu. From the Vayu, it is Agni. From the Agni, it is the water. From the water, it is
Prithvi.
the Prithvi. Then it is, Aham. I. To, keep all this together. It is the Manasa and the Buddhi and the I.
Right.
So the Brahman is all pervading. This part we don't understand. But we understand the space. You ask anybody, where is the space? Immediately they'll say, it is everywhere,
Everywhere. Correct.
And with the space came the sound. With each one of them, one added on.
Panchabhutas.
With the space came sound. With the Vayu came the Sparsha.
Correct.
Yes. And with the fire, the brightness, the heat, it came. As you go down, it includes the sound, everything also.
Correct.
As you go down.
Correct.
So fire. So after that, the water, the coolness, the taste.
Rasa is Prithvi. Taste is this one. Rasa is water.
Rasa is water. Prithvi Gandha. Vasana. The flower when it blooms. Does it announce? I have come. I have bloomed. The vasana, the fragrance brings automatically all the bees, butterflies.
Hit earth, all the vasanas will come up. That's the whole thing here.
The same way, if Jnani comes, he doesn't say, I have become a Jnani.
Hmm.
Come to me, I'll teach you. No. The
Hmm.
moment a jnani appears, immediately everyone seems to be, cluttering him. The glow,
Hmm.
the aura, the peace they exude. Yesterday was Buddha Purnima.
Correct.
He exuded the peace and the
Correct.
joy.
Correct. Yeah.
So this is how it is.
Yeah. See, the point is the diversity of the world doesn't look like God to us. Most of us, isn't it? Nirmala, thank you for that beautiful poetic expression to kick off the discussion today. So we often forget that what it's staring right in the face. God is staring at me right in the face, but I fail to recognize it, which is why we have various denominations, various religions, various forms of God that we need to worship. We have a place for God, we have a temple, we have a puja room, etc. But here, Krishna, this is pre-Vedic, this is a Vedic time. See, in the Vedic times, there was no God with form. It was all about the devatas, the natural panchabhutas which they were worshipping through yajna, isn't it? So here he's saying, I'm everything. God is saying, I'm the bhupi, everything. I'm the bhumi. He is describing the vyashti and the samashti here. The samashti is the manifest universe. The vyashti is the brahmanda and pindanda. Everything is me, he's saying here. Simply in one verse, he is completely telling, everything is me. So how did it come? Through Maya, through the power of Brahman. Brahman is equal to Ishvara plus Maya is Brahman. Is that right? Brahman plus Maya is Ishvara. Yeah, that's correct. Brahman with the power of Maya, Ishvara is nothing but creation. Ishvara with the power of Brahman with the power of Maya creates the universe, is what we are. We have to get it into our system. So this is because Brahman is impersonal, vagara vagara. One more term is added here, Prakriti. Bhinna Prakriti, Ashtada. I have got eight are my gunas, 8 Prakritis. The manifest universe is called as Prakriti, which is Shakti. Shiva and Shakti. Shiva is the stillness, Shakti is the manifest, is the manifest universe, creation. So Samashti is the Virat, the universe that we can see around us is the Samashti, the collective. Vyashti is the individual. So in the individual, he is Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Hankara and all that. And in the Vyashti, it is all this Bhumi, all the Panchabhutas along with their Tanmatras, everything. The gross world and the subtle world, everything is Bhagavan. That's all. So Maya is the power of Ishvara. How come Ishvara himself is not deluded by Maya? So it is very simple. It's like the cobra around the Shiva's neck. There's a famous example given. The serpent around Shiva's neck does not bite Shiva because he is Mayadhisha. Whereas the serpent bites, the poisonous serpent bites the one who is in ignorance, who is in Ajnana. So Shiva is called the Naga Bhushana. It is his Shakti. Maya is his Shakti. It is his consort. So they're a unit. Shiva and Shakti are a unit. Whereas for the deluded jiva who doesn't recognize his true nature, it bites. Bites in the sense we get embroiled in samsara and we go through these innumerable cycles of birth and death. So Ishvara creates Maya, creates the universe with his Maya. So how does Brahman appear? Still, see, in spite of telling all this, we still have it as, how is it possible? How can something come from nothing? Is what we always keep wondering. That is why, though it cannot be explained, our Upanishads have been trying to do that. Almost every Upanishad has got this, chronology of how the universe was created. So I have picked a few here because it's very interesting. So as per the Mandukya Upanishad, the gross universe is called the Virat. The gross universe that we see is called as the Virat. And the gross person, Jiva, is called as Vishwa. The individual, the Jiva is called as Vishwa. which is Virat is the Brahmanda and Vishwa is the Pindanda. And then the subtle universe. What is the subtle universe? The subtle thing, the subtle universe inside me is my mind, intellect, vagaira, the prana, everything is subtle. It is not gross. That is in me, in Vyashti, in the individual, that is called as Taijasa. The subtle is called as the Taijasa. And in the cosmos, the same, see, unless it's in the cosmos, it cannot be, unless it's in Brahmanda, it cannot be in Pindanda. In the Brahmanda, the subtle is called as the Hiranyagarbha. So when I'm sleeping, I'm one with the Hiranyagarbha. You know, that's the universe I'm inhabiting. When I'm awake, I'm inhabiting this Virat. When I'm sleeping, I'm inhabiting the Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic world of Hiranyagarbha. And when I'm in deep sleep, the causal state, I'm one with Ishvara himself. And the Jiva, which is sleeping and is one merged with Ishvara, is called as Pragna. No need to by heart all these words, but it is so beautiful. It is so I wanted to share that. So what is the cause of the universe? How did this come? See, for everything in the manifest universe, we need to have a cause and an effect. If we see a pot, we have to have a potter. We need to have clay. We need to know, oh, from what material is this made of? So what is the material of the universe? It is Brahman himself. And what is there are two terms here in Vedanta which we use to describe everything. One is nimitta karana and one is upadana karana. One is the intelligent cause and one is the material cause. Again, going back to the potter example, the intelligent cause of the pot is the potter, the one who makes the pot. He brings in the skill, the potter. And the upadana is the material is the clay. So in case of the universe, what is the nimitta karana and what is the upadana karana? Everything is Brahman only here in this. The intelligent cause is also Brahman. The cause is also Brahman. The effect is also Brahman. How wonderful is that? There is no other thing in this universe which can be described as such. I am the maker, I am the creator, I am the creator, I'm everything. It's like that. It's so beautiful. So just to give this extraordinary concept, body, there is a shloka in the Mundaka Upanishad, which is so beautiful. It tells us how it kind of gives us an idea how the universe was created with examples that we can understand. It says, how did the universe manifest? It says, Yatha urnanabhir shriyate grinhate cha yatha pruthivyam oshadayah sambhavanti. As the spider, urnanabhi is the name for spider. Yatha, the spider creates and absorbs. The spider creates its own web and it eats it up itself. Like that, the universe was just came forth from Brahman, and into Brahman it goes. That is one thing. So this is here the upadana karana and the nimit karana are same. The spider itself is the creator. The spider itself, you know, the web is not it is not separate from the spider. Similarly, and so from its own body, the body of Brahman is Maya. From Maya, it was all the universe was caused. How was it caused? Effortlessly. There is a next sentence there. Tatha pruthivyam yatha pruthivyam aushadayah sambhavanti. As effortlessly as how plants grow from earth. Does Prithvi have to do any effort for it to grow plants? Nothing. It's a spontaneous natural process. So the first example of the spider is telling us how it comes from the own body of Brahman, the Mayik body of Brahman. Second example, in the Mundaka, it says how it is so effortless and it is so spontaneous. There is nothing that earth has to do. It just grows like that. And then third example is also given. Yata, Yatha satah purusha keshalomani. How hair grows on the body of a sentient being. Because earth, you can argue that earth is insentient, so it, not anything can happen. So the third example the Mundaka, the sage, gives is how effortlessly hair and nails go from a sentient being like that. Because I don't do anything. I mean, I tried to do something so that hair grows faster or doesn't fall. But irrespective of that, it just grows by itself. These are the examples given in the Mundaka Upanishad, telling how effortlessly the universe was created with the Mayic body of Brahman. All the objects emerged from the subject. I am the subject. Everything is emerging from the subject. All the objects are from the subject. Brahman is the subject, and everything else is an object. It's a creation. It's an appearance. It just effortlessly emanates from Brahman. So the Kshara, whatever comes forth from Brahman is Kshara. It is subject to perishing. It perishes. But Brahman itself is Akshara. So this is the same for Vyashti and Samashti. Same for the Brahmanda and same for the Pindanda. So what else can we say about this? The Panchabhutas, whatever I can see in the Brahmanda is in me also, isn't it? The Panchabhutas, the whole, we know that the whole universe is made up of the universe that I can see, at least, is made up of the Panchabhutas. In me are all the Panchabhutas. How earth, it gives me the skeletal body is made up of the Prithvi material. It gives me a frame. So the Panchabhuta of earth is within me. It keeps me grounded with gravity and gives my body a frame. And then water, of course, 75% of my body is water. The fire, the temperature, the moment the fire leaves the body, I am dead. Only when the fire enters my body, I become alive. So the Jata Vedas, it is called. That's so important. The mercury, 98.6, that is the fire within me. And the air, of course, I'm breathing air, the prana in me. Space, within the space of this frame of my body, all is accommodated. So all the Panchabhutas are within me. Wait, Rahul is saying, you can unmute and talk, Rahul. The material exists. Oh, okay, this is deep. Okay. Come, tell. Heli.
Yeah, I mean, this is again when I ನಂಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸಿಕ್ತು ನಂಗೆ ನೆನಪು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. But whatever we see, perceive, all of the Panchabhutas, again, ನೀವು ತೋರಿಸಿದ ಶ್ಲೋಕ as per Krishna's that second sentence, mind is also an amsha of him only. So only as long as the mind is there, anything else is there. So I think if that question comes, if once a person passes away or if they enter Sushupti, then doesn't the cosmos exist for the others? So, but
that is the eternal question. Chanagirotta question. Yeah.
There are no others. So I think so. Everything else, because it is a projection of our own mind. Everyone else, everything else is a projection of our own mind. So if once the person dies or once they enter Sushupti or Samadhi, there is no others. So nothing exists. So
nothing exists.
So existence exists only where the mind exists.
Only when the mind, only when the mind is active, the existence also, the material also comes to existence. Correct.
So a Jagrata Swapna Sushupti of what we experience is the Swapna of Krishna.
Narayana.
Aun Kanskantar is our three Avastatrayas is his sleep, his dream. So
Narayana is Adi Shesha. Shesha. Adi is from forever, from the beginning it is there. Shesha is our karmas. The karmas of the people in his dream. Narayana's dream is the Shesha. The remaining, all the prarabdha and sanchita karmas is the Shesha anta heltaralva. So he's sleeping on the bed of these our karmas and he's dreaming. It is spontaneously playing out because of our karmas. His dream is played out because of my karma.
Correct.
So beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, the just the concept, again, I'm reminded of Prabhuji mentioned Madiddu during the Atmadarshana course, how Parvati, as Maya, how she keeps expanding the more we keep thinking about it.
ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಸೊ ಕಾಸ್ಮಾಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ.
ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಪರಮಾಣು ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದಷ್ಟು ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗ್ತಾನೂ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್
ಮಹತೋಮಹೇನ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನಾದಿ ಅನಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟಾಪು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. How wonderful is that? Sumat wants to say something? Okay. So, see, I was just thinking, this is what Krishna has said, that I am everything. And only in Indian cosmology, and only in Indian, in this thought, the Upanishadic thought, do we consider the mind also as material? In no other religion or no other philosophy do they consider mind as material. Mind is very much material. It is only subtle ashte. The mind, the intellect, the ahankara, everything is material only. That is the beauty of our religion. That is why it is separate from me, because it's material, because it's an object to the witness, it's an object. That is why I am able to separate. And that is why I'm able to transcend it. If it is me only, then there is no hope. If mind is not material, then there is no hope for anything or anybody. Mind is material. Mind is an object, which is why it has a beginning and an end. It can perish at any point of time. That is the beauty of our this Vedanta, telling us that mind is also, Baba, don't identify with your mind. That is also an object, like the clothes you wear. That's all it is. In the second chapter, Krishna has told in a very philosophical manner, you're wearing your clothes, your body is a garment, and tala helidane. So, but still we don't get it. The mind is material, Baba. If you don't matter, it doesn't. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Just exactly what Rahul said right now, isn't it? If something you don't mind, it doesn't matter. It's all in the mind. It's mind over matter anta tumba ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಮೈಂಡು ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. That's all. Okay, there's one more and I'm going to recite a shloka where you will tell me where it is coming from. Bhuvpado vyastyanabhirvyadasurnalyas Suryau cha netre.
Vishnu Sahasranama.
Vishnu Sahasranama.
Vishnu Sahasranam.
Yastyavasteyamabdihi. Have we thought about what is being said here? Anthastam yasya vishvam sura narakhaga go bhogi gandharva daityaihi. Chitram ram ramyate tam tribhuvana vapusham vishnu misham namami. This is the cosmology we are in the dhyana shloka of the Vishnu Sahasranama. It is the cosmology that is being described. Bhuvpado vyasya, his feet are the planet Earth. Nabhihi vyat, the navel is the sky. Asuhu anilaha, his breathing, he breathes the wind. Chandra Surya ucha netre, his eyes are the Chandra and Surya. Karnau avashaha, his ears are the direction, sound. His ears, the cosmos, the Vishnu's ears are the directions. And Shiroho Dyauhu, his head is the Devaloka, the heavens. Mukham Dahanaha, his mouth is the fire, Agni. He's eating up. He's giving life also to the universe, and he's eating it all up also during Pralaya. Vasteyam Abdihi, his abdomen is the ocean. Antastam Yasya Vishwam, the whole universe resides in this cosmic form of Vishnu. Isn't that beautiful? Sura, Nara, Khaga, Gandharva, Daityehi, Chitram Ramyate, the universe, which is a delightful playing ground of the myriad and diverse forms of Sura, Devas, Nagha, humans, birds, animals, snakes, Gandharvas, demons. Ellargu playing ground is the universe created by Vishnu. Who is enjoying? He is enjoying. All of us, if we are in ignorance, will be suffering. Chitram ram ramyate. It's a beautiful construction. Ram ramyate. So beautiful. See. Finally, Tribhuvana Vapusham, meaning he is the embodiment of the three worlds. What are the three worlds being spoken of here? Anyone? Yaudu three worlds al Tribhuvana Vapusham. He is the Triloka, he's a Vibhu of the three worlds andre yenadu. Yaudu three worlds.
Could we say Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, and Adhyatmik? Adhyatmika.
They are not the worlds, alva. They are concepts. Worlds andre yaudu. The world that I inhabit every day.
Oh, Bhuloka, Patala Loka.
Okay, adu
Swarga.
helbodu. Inyaradru, anyone else? Not Nirmala. Nirmala, chup.
Is it
Yes,
Jagrita, Swapna, and Shushupti?
Yeah, waking dream and deep sleep.
Yes, correct. These are the words I am familiar with. I am familiar with the waking. I don't know about Bhuloka, that Loka. I know only this Loka, Alva, Sumati. Nangen got beredalla kelirodashte.
Yeah, that's where the mind exists.
I'm inhabiting this body in this in this Bhuloka on earth. So ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು waking state, dream state, deep state. ಇದು 3 ಲೋಕಗಳು. ಅದನ್ನ he is the lord of the 3 worlds. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಅರ್ಥ? He is the lord of these 3 worlds ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಅರ್ಥ? ಅದನ್ನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. Tell me, anyone? Nirmala included, please. Yeah.
It is all his dream. It is his dream in which we are operating. That is what Tribhuvana Loka Sanchari.
Correct. He is the lord of all the 3 worlds. It is in his dream that all this is being played out. Number 1. Number 2, inneno, what else can you say? Anybody? Innen helbodu?
So the Sakshi, can we say he is the Sakshi?
Correct. He is the Sakshi. Correct. He is the Sakshi of all the 3 worlds. He ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು I ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕದು. I am the Sakshi. Alva. I am the Sakshi, right? See, Sumati went to bed in the night, but she had a very wonderful deep sleep. And the next morning she wakes up and says, I had a good sleep. Who is this I who had a good sleep? Who was there to record the deep sleep state? Because in deep sleep, everything is gone. The Mano has become merged, alva. It has gone back to Ishvara. So, the record madak yen irle irlilla alli. The gross apparatus of recording which we use all the time is our mind. Mind mele ella impressions, sense organ, senses, inputs ella bandu mind ge kodatte. Adu intellect interpret ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಓಹೋ ಇದು ಹಿಂಗೆ 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 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So where was this mind when in deep sleep? Nothing. It was not there. But still when I wake up, I say, I had a good sleep. Who is this I who is recognizing that this entity had a good sleep? That is the Sakshi anta helodilli. That is the Sakshi, that is Krishna, that is Vishnu, that is me in essence. Yes or no? Does it make sense? Sumati is quiet. I don't know why it's not making sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know it is totally making sense.
Yeah.
The knowing principle is the one which makes the sense. The knowing principle. Nanagu gottu.
I am Gottaitappa. Remember, my name is Gottaitappa. Irrespective of what what my name says on my Aadhaar card, I am nothing but Gottaitappa. I am the one who is noting everything. That's all. Okay, one more Dhyana Shloka, one more Purusha Sukta. So the more I thought about this, the more shlokas you also please remember and repeat here if you can. Purusha Sukta, beautiful. It begins with Yenapa Sahasra Shirisha Purushaha Sahasrakshaha Sahasrapat. The Purusha is another name for Brahman. He has got 1,000 heads. Metaphorically, 1,000 means what? Innumerable, infinite heads. Sahasra Shirushaha Purushaha. Sahasrakshaha. He has got innumerable eyes and innumerable limbs through which he operates in the universe. Alva. And then, so it goes. It is nothing but our Brahman. And again, the cosmology in somewhere later in the Purusha Sukta, it continues. Pranad Vayu Rajayata, meaning the Vayu or the wind came out of his breaths, his breathing. Pranad Vayu Rajayata. Nabhya Rasid Antariksham. The sky was born out of his navel. Shir Shaurjaur Samavartata. Devalokam was born out of his head. Padbhyam Bhumihi. Earth was born out of the Purusha's feet. Dishastrotraha, meaning the direction, were born out of his ears. Adella now, next time we repeat these mantras and shlokas, we need to pay attention. Everything is there. So beautiful. Alva, any other shloka you can remember which talks about the cosmic form of the Lord? Nirmala, please tell.
In Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
11th chapter.
Vibhuti Yoga. Alva?
No.
10th is Vibhuti.
11th.
Vishwarupa.
Vishwarupa Darshana.
Vishwarupa Darshana. So these are the kind of things. One nimsha, I got some more beautiful things to share about this. In the Bruhandaranyaka Upanishad, that is the one on Bruhada, it is called the Bruhadaranyaka because it's the biggest Upanishad that we have. It's the longest. So that was attributed. It is the dialogue between Yajnavalkya, the great rishi, and his wife Maitreyi. This Yajnavalkya had two wives, Katyayini and Maitreyi. Nirmala, you want to tell us about that? Katyayini and Maitreyi? It's well known for students of Vedanta, isn't it? Heltira?
It's a long story, but it's most beautiful story.
Short. Short.
I have to fully dwell in it.
All right, go ahead.
You will enjoy it so much.
Tell.
So Janaka calls out for Janaka is just sitting and he can hear Vidyadharas going in the sky. And they are saying, oh, reaching this Brahman is so easy. It is in a fraction of a second. By the time you put one leg already into the left leg into the stirrup of a horse, you just put it tabak that side, you'll realize yourself, it seems.
Aha. How fun.
So, Janaka was curious. Are, I have been a king and I don't know even this Vidya. So that is the time he calls in all the people to explain to this. Anyone who comes, and tries to explain, it is not it. So then, if he explains, he gets a big 1,000 cows with gold hanging in their, horns.
Right.
And all the people, were imprisoned because they were unable to answer. Then Yajnavalkya comes and he doesn't explain anything. He just says, tells his Shishya, please take away all the cows. And Janaka says, all the rishis say, how can you do that? How can you ever do that? You have not given any explanation. How can you take this? He says, I need it. I need the cows, so I'm taking it. But he really knows it. What is so special about Yajnavalkya is, he is a person who believes in doing with very, very sharp conviction, belief, faith, and all. His own uncle was Vaisampayana. So he is the one who has given us Yajurveda.
Correct.
Okay? He gave us Krishna Yajurveda. There was a king. He had lost his, the viryam he had lost, the manliness, and he was deteriorating. He sent a word to Vaisampayana, please
come and heal me. Vaisampayana says it is not possible. When he's saying that, Yajnavalkya was there. Yajnavalkya says, "Oh, why do you say that? It is possible." And he was a young person at that time, very young person. So this Vaisampayana is very shrewd. He thinks this is not going to be possible. If you are not going to be able to do it, then he is going to imprison you. So what he says, okay, you go and do it. So he does elaborate japa, tapa and all, and goes to see the king. And he says, I'll give you a solution. It's a one-time solution. I give you. If you take it, fine. If you lose a chance, then I can't help you. But the king, sees the age and he is suspect. Why did this Vaisampayana send this small boy like this for this big job? All the people have given up. And the king, very distinctly, very insultingly, he says, okay, throw it on this dead wood and let's see whether it sprouts. Bring it alive, let's see. And he throws, and leaves starts coming. And king says, okay, now do it for me. He said, I told you this is a one-time cure. I can't do it again. He's furious. The king is so furious. He's lost the opportunity. He comes and, he sends a person and shouts at him. So Vaisampayana is very hurt. So Vaisampayana said, how dare you misbehave like this? See, you have put me in the bad books of the king. Why can't you do it again? He says, sorry, I can't do it. I gave him one option. He didn't take it up. It's okay, fine. Okay, you now throw all that you learned from me. You have learned everything from me only. You are what you are because of me. Now throw away all the things you've learned from me and leave this ashram immediately. So he vomits everything. The rishis become titiriya birds and eat up everything because they are absolute quintessence of the full knowledge. And then he goes to produce Shukla Yajurveda. He prays to Lord Sun and he creates his own wing, which is called Shukla Yajurveda. If I tell you something, you will be shocked. You know where Yajnavalkya used to live? He used to live in Russia.
Wow.
Russia is the place of rishis.
Rishashrunga, right?
Yeah, rishis. The greatest of rishis lived in Russia. And Yajnavalkya's place was Russia. He had the biggest thing of Shukla Yajurvedis. This I came to know from Paramacharya, Padma Subramaniam. So this one section is over and he takes all the cows, everything over. Then what happens is, now again the problem is not solved for him. So now Kahola Brahmanan is in the prison. Kahola's son is Ashtavakra. You have already told the story that because Kahola was chanting wrongly Vedas, each time he chanted wrongly, in the womb of his wife, this little Ashtavakra was sitting, and each time he said wrongly, he tried to correct it, and it came as a shabam from his father, and he got a bend. So he had 8 bends in the body. When he came in, he came in to take out his father from the prison. And he came in and he said, and all the rishis laughed. So he says, what? King Janaka, I heard you have a very, illustrious set of rishis in your. I never knew they are only, leather merchants you have as your rishis. Right? Why do you say like that? The rishis were very hurt. Yeah, you're looking at me and judging me. It's only the size and shape of me you're looking at. You're not looking at my brains, no. So he says, okay, are you very eager to learn? So he beats all the rishis in the king's palace, and then he says, are you serious? You want to really learn what is Brahma Vidya and how within putting another leg into the stirrup you can learn? He says, yes. So he says, what will you give for me? He says, oh, I'll give my whole Rajyam for it. This Rajyam is not yours. No, okay, I'll give my body. Body is not yours. Because it's only the others who, deal with the body. After you're dead, who you have the ownership of your body. At last he finds out and he says, yes, I'll give me my ego, my ignorance to you completely. Then he says, okay, come. He comes with a retinue of soldiers. He said, retinue goes away. You take away the, see, if you really want to learn Atma Vidya, this is not the way. You can't learn with all the soldiers running behind you. You send them away. Okay, he sends them away. He make him put his left leg into the stirrup. And he says, stop. The air in the other leg is flying in the air, and he stops him. And he stands like this for 3 days. In air, rain, in all the weathers in 3 days, he just stands like that. Guru Vakya, he has such a Shraddha, he is like that standing. And he tells him that until I say put it in, you should not bring the leg down. Just see his, Shraddha. And 3 days later, he comes in and says, okay, put it in. Pata, he has become a Brahmagyani. So that is why Janaka was called Videha Mukta. And that is why Sita is called Vaidehi. That's it. I think I bored you. Sorry.
No, I wanted to tell about Katyayani and Maitreyi. You told about Ashtavakra.
Sorry. Wait. So one day, Yajnavalkya decides to go on this run of totally realizing, creating a school for all the Brahmagyanis and, giving up everything. So he says, all that I have, I'll give you Katyayani half, Maitreyi half. So he says,
he's a Gruhastha, he wants to take sannyasa now, and he wants to, give away all his wealth and leave. Yeah.
Leave. So Katyayani, he gives half. Katyayani is thrilled. She is enjoying it. And Maitreyi says, well, I have a doubt. If you are giving up this, that means what? That it is not giving you that ultimate joy.
Correct.
For what you are going? I'm curious. I also want to get that only. I also want that only. That only. I don't want to be happy with this thing which is Nashvara things. Shashvam. This world is Nashwaram. Correct. So I don't want this. I want that which you are,
giving up.
Trying to get. I will. So she goes along with him. She also becomes a sannyasi and she also goes along with him.
Yes.
In search. Correct. So that is his story. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, don't be sorry. We enjoyed that beautiful. I didn't know many of what you were telling us right now about Janaka and Ashtavakra and that stirrup and all that. Very wonderful. So the
Kahola Brahmana is Kahola Brahma and many other rishis, thousands of rishis were, released.
Because
That
of
is the
Karavakra.
condition he puts. If you want to really know Brahmajnana, please release all the rishis.
Correct.
No,
So
that's
that's about Janaka's one guru, Ashtavakra. This is Yajnavalkya. So like she said, Maitri follows Yajnavalkya to the forest to get Brahmajnana. And that is the body of this Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Okay. So that's what I wanted to tell. So in this Brihadaranyaka, again, there is a description by Yajnavalkya of creation. So quickly, I will just, we can conclude today with that, whatever little I have noted down. So Yajnavalkya says, in the beginning, this universe was the self alone. By the way, this language is very stilted because it is ancient Sanskrit. And it's very difficult to translate the complete essence of it. So it's kind of tilted, but we have to understand what is being implied here. So the Brihadaranyaka goes, in the beginning, this universe was the self alone. And imagine that alone Purusha in the shape of a person. See, if you say Nirakara Nirguna, we have no way of imagining anything. So he says, imagine the person, imagine Brahman as a person, and he's feeling all alone. Okay. He reflected and he saw nothing else but his own self. And he first said, I am he. Brahman told himself, this Purusha Kara, he told himself, I am he. He said I. Therefore, he came to be known by the name Aham. He said Aham. So he is Aham. His name is Aham. Hence, even now, when a person refers to himself, he first says I. All of us say I. It's very intimate to all of us. Because the first Purusha said Aham, I also say Aham. Ashte. And then says whatever the I am is the first thing we all say. I am Anu, I am Kamala, I am Rahul. So the I am is what we have in common with the Purusha, because he first said I. And then he came his various forms, which is all of us. And then the Upanishad continues, this Purusha was afraid. Now don't ask how can the Purusha be afraid and all that. No, it is just to describe how the universe came. This is being said. So the Purusha was afraid in the Brihadaranyaka. Therefore, people are still afraid. Whatever Brahman felt when he was alone, all of us feel is what is being said here. Because the Purusha was afraid of being alone, all of us also feel afraid when we are alone. We have the insecurity. And the Purusha thought, since there is nothing else but myself, what am I afraid of? And then his fears were gone. What is there to fear? So, because of a second entity, the fear arises. Because of something which is separate from me, fear arises. So the Purusha is telling himself all this. And then the Purusha was not at all happy. Therefore, a person even today is not happy when he is alone. Then the Purusha desired a mate. So we also desire mates. Then the Purusha became the shape of a man and wife in close embrace. See, whatever the Purusha imagines will come to fruition. So he became the shape of a man and wife in close embrace, whatever. And then he divided his body into two. From that division arose the husband and the wife. So Ardhanari, Narishwara. Therefore, Yajnavalkya says, the body, before one accepts a wife, the male, now we are talking of the actual manifest male body. Therefore, a Purusha, a male, is incomplete without a wife. He is only Ardha. That is what is being implied. That is why we all try to find a mate and become complete. We have heard this phrase, you complete me, you complete me. We don't know in what all senses we are saying it the right thing, actually.
Better half, bitter half, bitter
yes.
half, Ardhangini.
All these words. Haudu. Yeah, right. So you complete me. So the Purusha also said, okay, only if I have a wife, I will be completed. And therefore the Shakti came. And then the empty space is filled by the other half, the wife. And so he united with the wife. And then the wife, the Parvati, the Shakti, she reflected, how can Purusha unite with me after having, I am produced from him. So how can I be, how can I unite with him? I am already part of him. And so she hid herself on that. It's all very esoteric, very crazy, but I loved it. So I am sharing it. So Parvati hid herself. Then she became a cow. And then the Purusha became a bull. And that's how the progeny of the, of these two-legged animals were born. For every species, 84 laksha yonigalu, 84 lakh yonis, the living beings. For everything, this is the explanation. First, there was only one of it. They became two. And then the entire clan was born. That is how it is. That is creation. So, and then Purusha said, indeed, I am the creation. I produce all this. And then he became the creation. He who knows this becomes a creator of this creation. So one who understands this cosmology, the one who understands this process of creation, himself will become a creator. Anta. Crazy. It's quite interesting. And now all this universe was then differentiated. It became differentiated by name and form. And so names and forms were given. The self has entered into these bodies up to the very tips of the nails. So through and through, what we see as objects, names and forms is through and through. This is the creator himself. It is Brahman himself. It's like a razor. It's like a sword which is hidden in the case. You cannot see Brahman because it's like a sword which is in its sheath. And then these are the examples given by Yajnavalkya. Remember, these are the words of a sage who existed thousands of years ago. These are ancient thoughts which we are now discussing. It just thrills me to even think of that. Yajnavalkya has said these words. Brahman is, we cannot see him because he is like the sword which is in the sheath. That is why, and that sustains the world. People cannot see the self because when it is viewed in parts, it is incomplete. When we are breathing, this Brahman is called as prana. When I'm speaking, Brahman is called as vak. When I'm seeing, Brahman is called as drishti. When I'm hearing, Brahman is called as shrotru. When I'm thinking, the Brahman is called as manas. These are merely names according to the functions of the organs. And he who meditates on one or other aspects of this Brahman becomes Brahman himself. You meditate on the breath, that's enough. You meditate of any one aspect, take one aspect of Brahman, it will take you to the whole. One half of the incomplete will take you to the entire creation. Okay. Then he says, this is important. This is very beautiful. He says, the self is dearer than a son, putra, dearer than wealth, dearer than everything else, because it is the innermost. Okay. It is, if one were to say to a person who's, it's very stilted language. Okay, this will do for today. There's lots being said by Yajnavalkya about the creation and how everything is Brahman through and through. Heli, Nirmala.
Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
One example you see, when a bean sprouts, there are two parts. Prakriti, Purusha,
Prakriti,
two parts.
everywhere it's
from there, the life comes forth.
Yeah.
And this something came, I forgot. Forget it.
Okay, so this is about this 7.4 shloka. Nobody else has spoken today. Please share. Then next week we'll do 7.5, which is a continuation of 7.4, and this is more about.
In Bhagavad Gita, he says, I am the Pita, I am the one who gives the seed.
I'm the father of all grandfathers.
Yes. I am the one who gives the seed to the world.
Yep. Yes, people, anything you want to share about this, anything you want to express, please do.
Did I not allow anybody to speak? Sorry, yeah.
Not at all, ma. It was very nice.
No problem, Nirmala. You voice our voice. Your voice is our voice. Okay, your story is our story. Thank you, Nirmala.
Yeah.
Nirmala ji and Purnima ji, you have so much extensive knowledge. Thank you for sharing with us.
Okay, now that's a question I have to ask you. Okay, what did these three birds teach us?
I will not answer.
Not allowed.
Did not understand your question.
What is the Upanishad which came out of these three birds? Heli Nodana.
Three?
No time.
Three?
Taittiriya Upanishad.
Taittiriya Upanishad.
Correct.
Yes, that is the quintessence. In
Taittiriya
the Shiksha Avalli, they give you things to do. What are the things? You should study daily. You should respect your parents, respect your father, your mother, God, everything, all that injunctions are given.
Correct.
And then Shiksha Avalli, what is the next one?
Bhriguvalli.
In Bhrigovalli,
Anandavalli. Yeah.
Anandavalli, he describes, see, one towards this thing, moksha, how he shows that what is Anandam.
Correct.
Anandam is something, and in the last he'll say, he has attained Anandam. So he says, ha, ho, ha, ho, ahamanna, nasti, like that. That is, he's absolutely, he's reached that stage of Ananda.
Yeah.
Ganga episode.
Correct.
Of Sri Yajnavalkya with his two wives.
Correct.
And his younger wife, who is actually, I forget her name, Katyayani? Maitreyi. No, she's the older wife. She's the more mature one.
Elder, older Katyayani. Maitreyi is a student. Who's a Vedanta.
Okay. So she's, Sri Yajnavalkya declares one day that he wants to take sannyasa.
Correct.
Completely and proceed to the
forest.
At that time, Maitreyi, she expresses lot of sadness that shouldn't proceed. So that time he explains this.
Correct.
That it's yourself you're loving more. That is why you're missing. I remember that distinctly. Thank you for reminding.
Yes, for your sake, you want me here. Not for. I mean, when you think more about it, it makes so much sense. I like everything only for my sake, not for the other's sake. It gives me happiness. It gives me security. It gives me comfort. That is why I like so many things in the world.
So I actually learned so much about it. Like now, my son is going off to college, and I was thinking of this verse, and I did a lot of a deep dive because he wants to go to a certain college which is not really close by. And which is actually going to give him a lot of good opportunities, but I was not ready to let go. And when I remembered this one, so now I have to just find other ways of expressing my love for my son.
Right.
How does a monkey go from one tree to another? It catches hold of something else
before leaving the other.
Let's go off the other one.
Correct.
You catch hold of Dharma Kshetra and okay, fine, you go.
Yes.
Whenever he comes, spend time, no problem. But
Correct.
I am very busy, you know.
Nice.
Yes.
That's what is happening to me now.
I
Now
think
what has
So
happened is
attach to the higher and let go of the lower.
Atmanyeva Atmana Truptaha. We have to come to that stage. Nange ಯಾವ ಅವಲಂಬನೆನೂ ಬೇಡ ನನಗ್ ನಾನೇ ಅವಲಂಬನೆ ಆತ್ಮನ್ಯೇವ ಆತ್ಮನ ತೃಪ್ತಃ I revel in myself, in my own self. I don't need anything else.
because next stage Sumati is going to be, he is going to get married. And
Oh,
he
that's
will
still,
catch hold of his
yeah.
mate. At that
Yeah.
time,
He's
you cannot say,
incomplete.
me,
He's
me,
Allah,
incomplete
the thing
right
is, he's
now.
only 18 now. So, yeah, so many
No,
fears come. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ದೂರ
no, no,
ಇರ್ತಾನೆ,
no, no.
ಹಿಂಗೆ
No,
ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ.
no, Sumati, you don't know how fast things roll.